Hey, what's up, guys? So back with another video. This is going to be more of like a haul-ish type video. This is what I've picked up mainly in, I want to say maybe the last like 3-4 weeks or so. This is going to be Criterion heavy, but there are a couple different things in there, a couple different books as well that I just wanted to pick up and found really for a really good price. So I figured why not pick them up now. So the first two things we're going to kind of get them out of the way are two Stephen King books. Obviously, if you watch the channel, if you watch videos, you know that I like Stephen King. So first one is going to be Stephen King Desperation. So usually this book goes for around $30 or so brand new. But obviously half price books, that kind of makes sense. It's in the name. Only got it for $10. I mean, it's a hard copy or hardcover. I haven't read these two books I haven't read, but I mean, a really good deal. I really wanted to read them in the first place. But basically, this is more of like a family goes on a trip, and I believe it's in Ohio, which is kind of funny because I am from Ohio. There's a law officer and a couple, basically like a family and stuff like that in Ohio in like a small little city. That basically they'll stop you for anything. I mean, if you have a license plate that's hanging, or anything like that, something small, and then kind of all hell breaks loose with that. So obviously Stephen King, I'm gonna want to read it regardless. And then just weird stories, especially happening in Ohio. And then another one. I mean, obviously you can see Richard Bachman, but that was actually just a name that Stephen King went by to write some books. The Regulators. I don't know if I said that or not. But this is just another book that I enjoyed. I actually did read this one. I don't know why I said it. The other one is the one I didn't read. But it's really kind of just a kind of crazy horror-ish. There's a little city. I can't remember exactly where, but there's a little city. There's like a red van that basically kind of comes into town, and then all hell breaks loose after that. It kind of gets crazy. Basically there's people that start dying, and then they're kind of trying to survive till nightfall and all of that. It's just kind of like basically a survival book, honestly. But yeah, I mean, obviously some people who may not know Stephen King, he uses different names to write a couple different books. So I wanted to pick it up. Again, $10. Pretty cheap book. And then so we'll switch off to a movie and a book. So I've seen the movie, I've never read the book. So first one's going to be 1984. So this came out in 1984, funny enough. It kind of makes sense. But it's got John Hurt. Roger Deakins does the cinematography. Obviously, if anybody knows films or anything like that, Roger Deakins is one of the best cinematographers ever. So basically, it's just kind of like it almost seems like just a Russia-ish type of government in that, or North Korea, where everybody's got surveillance everywhere. You can't say the wrong things or they'll imprison you or kill you or whatever. So this really shows kind of the grim story of that. So basically, John Hurt's John Hurt. I don't know why I was thinking William Hurt. John Hurt's character, basically, kind of is an uprising-ish type of character. And then, he keeps getting shut down and stuff like that. And a lot of people are really nervous because they don't want to go against the big bad government and everything like that. So this is definitely a great movie. It's a darker-ish movie just because obviously the topic and everything like that, but definitely a good watch. And then going alongside with that, 1984 by George Orwell. Obviously, the movie is based on the book. The book is kind of the same tone, same surveillance and all of that stuff. So I definitely want to give this a read. Again, like the other two, I found this in half-price books. I think I got it for like $3. So I figured, why not? I got the other one from Criterion. I want to read the book. I mean, I like to see the differences and stuff like that. And obviously, I just need to read more George Orwell, honestly. I mean, it is what it is at that point. So the next two are going to be the non-Criterion, and then we'll get into the Criterion that I picked up. I think these are the last Criterion. Maybe there's one more that I might want to pick up right at the end of the month. But I'm also going on a little trip, so we'll see. Who knows? So first one, the Crazies. Obviously, George Romero. You can't go wrong with this. He's done a lot of other movies too. Honestly, I like the remake of this as well. I mean, I don't know anybody's opinions. Obviously, leave it down below. But yeah, who knows? But this one, I mean, I think it's from the 70s. Yeah, 73. But yeah, I mean, it's George A. Romero. I love everything he does. Obviously, some stuff isn't as good, and this kind of doesn't hold up as well, but it's still really good, honestly. And then this just came out on Blu-ray, which, I mean, it's a guilty pleasure movie. Still think it's hilarious. But Basketball, I mean, Trey Parker, Matt Snow, or Stone. I don't know why I said Snow. Just a great movie. They created South Park. They've done a couple other different movies. It's hilarious. It's all stupid slapstick comedy. I mean, this isn't going to win any, awards or anything like that, but it's hilarious. I still like it regardless. So then we got Criterions. But before we get into this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification down below. That way you get notified for all my videos. Even if you just showed up and you saw, oh, hey, cool, Criterion video, let's watch it. Like it, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're more than halfway there now, which is definitely awesome. So let's keep that push going. So next one, The Player. So this has Tim Robbins in it. Basically what this kind of shows the deeper underbelly of what Hollywood is. It kind of shows you the scandals and stuff like that. Basically, I think he's a director. Don't quote me. I think it's on here. Studio exec. Basically, that he kind of gets into a scandal and shenanigans ensue. It's got an extremely high rating on Rotten Tomatoes as well. I think it's like a 96%, somewhere around there. But yeah, just definitely. I've only heard good things about this. I've always wanted to pick it up and watch it. So I figured, why not? Half off. I saw it there, so let's pick it up and let's watch it. Who knows? If you guys want, I could do a review on it as well. The funny thing is you get to see a lot of different cameos of different like Hollywood stars and stuff like that, especially around that time. I think even Whoopi Goldberg's in this movie for a little bit. So yeah, definitely want to pick that up. Next one, Double Indemnity. Wow, can't speak today apparently. So this is one of their new 4K Criterion releases. I will say this, 4K looks great on any black and white movie, especially if it's done right. It really makes those blacks really crisp and dark. You can definitely, it's not like it's that grayish where you see the grain, which obviously movies like this, you're going to see the gray, and it came out in 1944. But basically this seems like it's more of what kicked off film noir. Honestly, this movie still is suspenseful to this day. I just gave it a watch, I think last week before, after I picked this up. It's still suspenseful. It still holds up. It's still a great movie. Billy Wilder directed it. Just a great movie overall. I would definitely recommend picking that up, especially if you like the noir. Next one, Deep Cover. Directed by Bill Dukes, and it's got Lawrence Fishburne in it. I think there's somebody else in it too. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Funny thing is Jeff Goldblum is actually a drug trafficker. So basically the whole story is Lawrence Fishburne tries to kind of go undercover to break up the whole drug trafficking, run by Jeff Goldblum. And I believe Dr. Dre even has a song that he made for this movie, I believe. I can't remember what the song is, but I'm pretty sure he made it for this movie, or it was just one of his big hits around this movie. So yeah, definitely a good movie. Definitely pick it up. Next one, again, like I said, 4K, black and white. You can't really go wrong with it, especially Raging Bull, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese. I mean, how are you not going to want to watch this? I mean, it's just basically like, the lamest terms I can say, describe this movie is basically it's Rocky, but just extremely darker. It's such a good movie, especially the boxing scenes. He really filmed it like you just feel like you're there. Definitely a big, bulky 4K release. Picture quality, again, looks great. I feel like Criterion does a really good job on the black and white 4K releases. They're just black and white in general, even if they're on Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm always a fan of black and white, especially in 4K. And then we got the next two here. These are the last two. So, Island of Lost Souls. So this came out in 1932. It's based on the book Island of Dr. Moreau. Obviously, H.G. Wells wrote that. But basically, the doctor in this movie goes to an island and does experiments and stuff like that on people. And I believe there's a shipwreck. If I haven't seen it in a little while, I want to rewatch it though. But there's a shipwreck. Somebody gets lost or gets stranded on the island, and then kind of just crazy things happen. You get to see all the experiments on what happened to the people and what he's been doing to them. I believe he splices like human and animal genes together and stuff like that. It's a really crazy movie. Honestly, I remember the last time watching it. I mean, it came out in what, the 30s, I said? Yeah, 1932. But this movie is still terrifying. It still creeps me out to this day. Especially the imagery and stuff like that. It's not really like, you don't see gore, obviously, because it's way back in the day. You don't see gore and stuff like that, but it's just like how they look after the experiments, what they look like, stuff like that. Just really creepy, freaky. Yeah, so again, black and white, but definitely pick that up. And last but not least, Devil in a Blue Dress. Denzel Washington. Obviously, you can't go wrong with Denzel Washington. Came out in 1995, I believe. Yeah, 1995. So this is another 4K release of Criterion. They've been killing it with their 4K releases. I know I picked up Citizen Kane, I think, in the last video too. I mean, it's just amazing. I believe this is based on the book of the same name. And then basically all this kind of is it's a noir-ish type of movie, but there's just basically scandals with the mayor of the city that they're in, and then basically kind of the plot rolls off from that. And I mean, Denzel Washington, I personally thought this was one of his first movies, but he actually had a lot of kind of like TV series and smaller roles first. But then even before that, I think he had like a solid 6 to 7 movies that he either starred in or he was a huge part of before this. So, I mean, you learn something new every day. Honestly, I thought this was an older-ish movie of his, but no, I mean, he was probably 10 years into maybe 12 years into acting and all that before this. So, hey, who knows? But yeah, that's all I got today. Kind of a smaller-ish haul. Obviously, a lot of Criterion, some books, stuff like that. And then obviously baseballs and the Crazies. I mean, I got it for a really good deal. I mean, baseballs, I think it was like $12. So yeah, I love those movies. There's a couple in here that I still need to watch. But either way, or rewatch, because who knows. But yeah, if you guys liked everything, if you didn't like anything, just leave it down in the comments. Let me know. What did you like? What did you not like? Are you taking advantage of the Criterion Collection sale? Honestly, a lot of the stuff, well, not the 4Ks. The 4Ks I kind of wanted to really hit on before the sale ended. But a lot of the Blu-rays too. There's a couple that I want, but I'm going to wait on them just because, Amazon usually does a lot of these for about $20 or so. So it's not like it's anything crazy, but definitely the 4Ks is kind of where I wanted to take advantage of it. But yeah, leave all the comments down below. What'd you like? What'd you not like? And we'll keep these things going.